from the Instagram account of the SF Standard, in collaboration with ABC 7 News Bay Area, San Francisco Democrats endorse controversial measure to rid Great Highway of cars. It's quite literally called the Great Highway, but they want full and complete control. Who cares how many years ago? Who cares how many man hours went into creating this highway that will get you from one side of the city to the other? We're going to just get rid of that. And this story really grinds my gears because I understand this area of San Francisco really quite well. And back in my day, when I was a resident there, it was, there was signs, there were speed limit signs, 25, 35, whatever. Maybe you obey that, maybe you don't. But going there recently, you can see that a whole bunch of streets have been shut off. There's a whole bunch of roundabouts. They try to slow everything down and, of course, get people all the way out of their cars. I mean, that's putting it nicely. They want complete control of everything, quite literally. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because it would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me a little bit more and spend a tiny bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
Cars in with recreational space. The San Francisco Democratic Party takes a controversial stand in the debate over the future of the Great Highway on the city's west side.
So now even ABC 7 News is calling the San Francisco Democrats controversial.
As our media partner, the San Francisco Standard, explains in this new article, the Democratic Party is endorsing the measure to ban cars from a portion of the highway to create an oceanfront park. Joining us live.
Bro, it's literally the beach. And right across the street, there's a park. It's called Golden Gate Park. It runs like half the city, but they just want a little bit more. And we all know it is not rocket science. You can see it right here in the top comment. They want to create this new space. They want to get rid of cars. So what? A whole bunch of junkies and bums can live there. It's going to be 2 weeks before the space is commandeered by junkies.
Live now with more on this is Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez, political reporter for The Standard. Hi, Joe.
Hey there.
Yeah, so your article, really fascinating topic. At a heated meeting, apparently, the San Francisco Democratic County Central Committee voted to endorse Prop K, which will be on the November ballot. So give us an overview of Prop K. Like, who put it on the ballot? What would it do?
Yeah, sure. So Mayor London Breed and 5 supervisors put this on the ballot. Prop K, kind of controversially, would close the Great Highway to cars. It'd be the first step in converting.
Bro, it is called the Great Highway. You could pick almost any other street and it wouldn't be as extreme as closing down the Great Highway, which I'm sure many, many years ago, people toiled away. And people probably died to create this highway and pave this road that you guys are now pretending we just don't need.
Converting that portion of the Great Highway, the southern portion from Lincoln to Sloat, into a park. It's,
from Lincoln to Sloat on the Great Highway, they want to turn it into a park, even though you could literally Lincoln is the start of Golden Gate Park. So you just want to create another park and obviously fill it up with junkies and bums? What is going on here?
Key wouldn't actually make the park itself, but would start the process.
I gotcha. It's multi-stepped, right? But what do Prop K proponents see in this grand park vision of theirs?
Well, they're really pointing at the fact that right now, the compromise of only having the park on the weekends closed to cars makes it so they can't put down furniture like, benches and picnic tables, playgrounds for kids, or skating equipment, all the things that you would want to really make a park robust and really make it grand. They're hoping that now, if this passes, they're able to really make this kind of like a once-in-a-generation level park.
Okay, all right. But there are also
Bro, there's quite literally already a park, okay? Golden Gate Park goes from, Masonic is the start of it. Masonic is the start of the Panhandle, and then the park starts at Stanton and goes all the way to Great Highway. So you would literally just have to walk across the street to find the marquee park in all of the city, but they want another one.
Opponents, and they see it very differently. And they include many Chinese Americans who really live in the Sunset and Richmond, residents and business owners. They say Prop K will really devastate them. Why and how?
Oh, well, the Chinese Americans, who cares about them, right? You're playing race politics now? No, that doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. One of the major opponents of this is the Chinese American Democratic Club in the city, and they came with more than a dozen people who were talking about.
And look, this is just how deep the brainwashing goes. The Chinese American Democratic Club, those, bro, do you think for one split second you're going to stray? You're going to stray in one detail, one policy detail, and still call yourself a Democrat in San Francisco? Absolutely not. You might as well just be a Republican.
The need to drive to work, to drive their kids to school, to have unimpeded, speedy access by car, that they're working class, and that even a small impact of their commutes could really harm them.
All right. So, real quickly, since the pandemic, the highway has been closed to cars on weekends, as you referred to in the previous answer. But how well received and how well used is the space, right, when there are no cars? I guess that could give you some insight into just, what would a new park do?
Sure. I mean, first, anecdotally, there's been a little bit of like a photograph wars where, opponents will take pictures when it's a little more empty and say, look, no one's using this. And proponents will take pictures when it's very busy and see, look how crowded it is. But what we have is data. And
yeah, okay. I'm sure they have data, which is all completely compromised. But let's be clear.
Well, let's first be clear.
This is you cannot go any further west. This is the Great Highway. This is the western coast of California. On the other side is Japan or whatever. I don't know. I'm no geography major, but it's not just for the record. It's never going to get that hot. It's never going to be that nice. You want to talk about sunny days or cloudy days or whatever, bro. If it hits 80 degrees in San Francisco, people start taking off. Well, that was before the pandemic. People don't even really have jobs now, but that's a completely different story. It's just not going to get that hot. You're going to wear a full bodysuit to get in the water. It's not Florida. It's not going to be warm. So you want to create a new park because I guess you just need another place to put all the homeless people. Maybe you should, right? Maybe you should leave Golden Gate Park for the regular residents of San Francisco and shift all of the junkies to this Sloat Great Highway Park or whatever, and they can commandeer that. And we don't really care about the Chinese commuters from the Richmond and Sunset District. They can kick rocks.
San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency actually has data showing that 4,000 people a day use the space on weekends. At its height, 10,000 people a day. More than 420,000 visitors in 2023. Of course, that is better on sunny days and worse on cloudy days, but there's a lot of people using it.
Is there also...
And either way, sunny or cloudy, the sunniest day in San Francisco is going to just touch 90 degrees. That's one or maybe twice a year. It's not going to be a really hot beachfront day where I guess you want to spend a couple hours on the beach and then walk over and go to the park, which you can already do. I mean, this is nothing but another power play.
Comparable data about where the displaced cars are going. Are they going into the neighborhood streets? Isn't that one of the concerns?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the concerns. A lot of the neighbors are worried.
And for the record, they're about to talk about the cars here, but like I said, there's several streets in the Richmond district specifically that used to be unimpeded, whatever. They had stop signs, they had traffic lights, but now there's roundabouts, there's fences, there's complete roadblocks to where you can't have a car. So they've already done it on the streets, and now they want to do it on it's literally called Great Highway, but they should take the cars off of it.
Worried about traffic snarls. They're worried about traffic collisions that could be happening in the street.
Yes, they have been worried about that, and that's why they put all the fences and roundabouts up in the street. So how are you going to fix it this time around?
The data shows that it's only really slowed down people's commutes by about 3 minutes, and SFMTA has said, hey, we're going to deal.
That's false. It's been way more than 3 minutes, right? And you can see right here in the second comment, 19th Ave is backed up every day, and that's not 3 minutes, clearly.
With the traffic lights, we're going to deal with a lot of the roadways. We'll make it easier for you. But neighbors really aren't convinced.
Okay. Well, look, it's all up to the voters, of course, right? But how good are Prop K's chances? I understand it's got some big endorsers.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi has backed this. And as I said before, Mayor London Breed was one.
Well, that's all you need. That's all you need to know. Nancy Pelosi and Mayor London Breed back up this proposal, which means it's a terrible idea. And you can see here in another one of the top comments, absolute idiotic idea again by city leadership.
of the early proponents of this. And, you have to see that when the Democratic Party gives its endorsement, this is going to be on mailers. And
when the Democratic Party gives its endorsement, it's a bad idea. Like 99% of the time. They might squeak through with like 0.5% of something that kind of makes sense, and then that other half is like, okay, it's not completely terrible. So there's a tiny sliver of a percentage where they do good things, another tiny sliver of a percentage where it's not completely despicable, and then the rest is all absolutely terrible.
Everyone's mailbox alongside pictures of Kamala Harris, and it may even get a little bit of a, like a Kamala bump.
Right. I mean, the down ballot effect, right? Okay, but obviously those who oppose this, they're not going to just take it lying down. They want to keep fighting. And I understand there's even talk of a potential recall effort against the Sunset District supervisor. Yeah,
there's nothing set in stone yet, but there's really some neighbors in the Sunset who are feeling a little bit of a buyer's remorse over voting in Supervisor Joel Engardio. Certainly, he still has plenty of allies, and he's done these.
Wait, are you saying that one of the Democrats in San Francisco duped people? There's buyer's remorse, and he was lying to them, and they didn't get what they were expecting? No way.
Popular night markets in the neighborhood. But at the same time, there's some neighbors who are like, wow, this is not what we expected when we voted you in. This is not in line with what we want. And they're certainly looking at their options when it comes to Supervisor Engardio.
Well, this is an interesting debate. Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez, obviously it's not, a done deal even if they pass it, right? There's a whole bunch of steps, including funding and all that. So, Joe, thank you very much. Interesting story.
Yeah, so I guess this is obviously not huge breaking, not nationwide news, not Kamala Harris, even though she's going to weirdly be attached to everything they're doing now. So as though not to completely embarrass themselves, so they look a little bit better. But either way, this I had no choice but to highlight, only because I understand this area very well. And they are clearly just grasping for more power while trying to pretend that we're going to make it more fun. We're going to put a park here, bro. There's a beach on the left. There's a park on the right. You don't need to do anything else.